Hello, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast. Uh, the title of this one is called Questioning the Thailand Mass Shooting. And the reason I'm doing this is because I've been covering mass shootings for a long time. And you can go to my website and you'll understand why I question all mass shootings. And this is my website. All you have to do is go here to important world news and click on that. When you get to that, click on 20 years of mass shootings, missed warnings. There are always warnings, and you can read through that. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to go through this is from Routers. One gunman, 4 locations. Remember that, 4 locations. 29 dead. How the mass shootings in Thailand unfolded. I know this is just one article I'm going through, but I'm just gathering questions as to what happened. Yeah, I've got this. You should be able to read it if you're on a desktop. Authorities are still piecing together details of how a soldier, so he was military, active military, killed at least 29 people and wounded dozens more in a rampage in around the northeastern Thai city of, I can't pronounce it. Here is roughly how the killings unfolded according to Reuters interviews, local media, and police accounts. Okay, number one, February 8th.
One is enough sometimes.
Wow, I just activated my Google Home. The soldier, the gunman, writes on his Facebook page complaining about people who grow rich by cheating and taking advantage of others. Do they not think they can spend the money in hell? The post ends. Now, I have a question about this Facebook. This is allegedly the first thing we hear about the gunman on Facebook. Well, it took almost, according to this article anyway, it took like 7 hours for Facebook to take down that page, his web page. So if that's true, where are all the screenshots of this soldier's Facebook page? Anyway, I'll get back to that in a minute. The gunman arrives at a house to discuss property dispute in the presence of his commanding officer. After an argument, he shoots dead his commander and a woman described as a relative of the officer. Okay, well, I'm going to leave that one alone. 4 p.m. He goes to the army base where he worked, kills an army guard, and steals weapons from the armory. He commandeers a Humvee. Okay, that's 2 locations so far. 4:30, he stops at a Buddhist temple and opens fire as authorities pursue him, killing around 9 people, including a police officer, before driving away. Now, here's 2 interesting things. I haven't seen any information, images, video, or anything of the shooting in the Buddhist temple. I mean, it may be out there, but I haven't seen it. Okay, he opens fire as authorities pursue him. How was this guy able to escape authorities for such a long time, is my question. And the reason I ask that is because it's happened before. It was a Texas shooting last year. I can't remember the name of it, but it's on my website, 20 Years of Mass Shootings, Missed Warnings. How was he able to get away from them? The police were chasing him at this point. Okay, let's move on. The soldier arrives at Terminal 21 shopping mall where he begins to open fire on panicked shoppers. Okay, let's see that's 4:30 that the police were pursuing him. That's an hour, according to this article. But he was able to get to this shopping center and still kill people, even though he'd been in pursuit for an hour. Now, I understand everything's not, you know, nobody has all the information except maybe the police and the government, and we know how trustworthy they are. Okay, let's see, 5:30, and then 20 minutes later, police shut down a cordon of 1.2 miles around the mall. Okay, so at this point, he's in the mall. He was in pursuit. They were pursuing him. He was able to make it to the mall. 6 p.m. Gunshots are heard and a fire breaks out at the mall after a soldier shoots either an electricity station or a fuel tank. Okay, it's 6:30 p.m. And remember, this started at 12:10 p.m. The soldier posts another message on his Facebook page. Death is inevitable for everyone. Why was this, if this was left, if his Facebook page was left open for 6 hours, 7 hours, whatever it is, people would have been all over this, taking screenshots of his Facebook page. I know very well because I've covered this in the past, and that's how it works. A lot of people are right on top of stuff, and they would have been taking screenshots galore. Okay, police bring the shooter's crying mother from home to ask the soldier to surrender. So apparently it did not work. 9:30 p.m. So it's actually about 8 hours, according to this article anyway. Facebook says it has shut the shooter's page. That's one of my biggest questions. I know people would be on top of that for 8 hours. They would have been getting screenshots, like I said. Thai security forces storm into the mall and help hundreds of trapped people escape. Police say they have taken control of the ground floor of the mall. This is important. Okay, the police have the ground floor locked down. Okay. This has happened before too, what I'm fixing to get into in other shootings. Okay, this is Sunday, February 9th. The soldier escapes to the shopping center basement. How does he escape to the shopping center basement if we were just told they had the first floor locked down? and secured. This has happened before, which houses a food court and grocery store. More security forces move inside the mall, and I believe some of these are special forces. 2 a.m. burst of gunfire heard as security forces hunt for the shooter. Okay, let's see how long they've been hunting for the shooter. Okay, 10:15 p.m. and it's 2, so that's 4 hours hunting for the shooter. 3 or 4 hours they spent hunting for the shooter. 2 casualties are brought out of the mall on stretchers as authorities continue to hunt for the gunman. So that's hours and hours. Okay, let me keep going. At least 4 children are seen escaping from the mall. Security forces move closer to the shooter inside the basement, and then they kill him at 9:05 a.m. I believe this whole thing lasted 17 hours. Yeah, I just wanted to come on and ask questions. I'm not saying anything is amiss. I'm just pointing out things. Maybe we'll get a report in a few more days. That's often how it happens. Is the real story starts coming out maybe a week or 2 weeks after the event takes place. But those are just questions that I have from that article that I read. And once again, please visit my website. It's called thefutureofnews.info. And then you just go to important world news right here in the menu, and you'll get to 20 years of mass shootings, missed warnings. From Columbine all the way until today, there have been missed warnings on virtually every school shooting since Columbine that could have stopped the shooting. Why did that happen? For 20 years, and it's still going on. And I think, this is my personal view, I think it's being done on purpose, and they're using it to take Americans' guns away is their ultimate goal. And that's one reason these mass shootings are taking place. They want to disarm Americans. And I've got the information in my on my website. Another thing which will never be talked about, but me and a lot of other people talk about it, is these mass shootings go deeper than most people think. They're not just random events. Some of them are done deliberately to keep us in chaos. This is how they keep us in chaos. And this is how they want to take our guns away. When it's been proven over and over that good guys with guns stop shootings. It's already happened in Texas and a bunch of other places. I'll just go in briefly about the rest. There's a thing called a Manchurian candidate. A Manchurian candidate, and Before you call me a conspiracy theorist, you might want to research Manchurian candidates. Apparently, a person can be programmed to kill and then not remember that he killed. And a lot of people think that some of these gunmen are Manchurian candidates. So look into that. But it's just not, and ask yourself, why have the missed warnings for 20 plus years? Okay, I think that's it for this broadcast. I will come back when I have more news on this shooting. Like I said, if we wait a week or two, maybe some further information will start coming out. Later.